Hey guys, so today's video is going to be my favorites for the month of June. I have quite a few things to get into, and I'm actually going to be talking about some things that are not beauty related, which I'm very excited about. So without any further ado, let's just get started. So one of the first things I want to talk to you guys about is this guy right here. This is the Canon Selphy printer, the CP1200. I don't know how many other models there are of this guy. My printer itself is actually downstairs. I thought about bringing it up here and demoing it for you guys, but I don't know if I got it like that. So I figured I would just show you the box, link it down below, and if I can find any like other demos that I think are pretty good, I will link that as well. This is basically just a mini photo printer. It's not a pocket printer, like it's not something you can just throw in your bag and take with you somewhere, but it is still super compact and very convenient. I've been using it a ton since I got it. I wanted it for a few years now. I just kept putting it off, and it just so happens it was on sale at my local Office Depot, so I finally picked it up. Depending on where you find it, they range anywhere from $150 to $100. I think it's an awesome investment, especially if you're anything like me and you have found yourself over the past several years collecting tons and tons of awesome memories, but they just stay here on the phone or on your iPad or on Facebook. I've been enjoying actually printing out and having physical copies of my pictures. The $100 for the printer, in my opinion, is still a lot more reasonable than the amount of money it would cost for me to go to my local Walgreens or CVS or whatever and print out even a portion of the pictures that I want to develop. So I was really happy with that purchase. But one of the reasons that I decided to finally take the plunge and get it is my number 2 favorite thing of the month, which has been journaling. I have actually been journaling since I was 9 years old. I still remember like what my first journal looks like. And you guys wouldn't know this about me, but I love to write. I've always loved to write for as long as I can remember, and ever since I kind of got involved in social media, especially on the beauty aspect and doing makeup artistry, a lot of the other things in my life that I used to love to do for a type of creative outlet or just to kind of decompress and get my thoughts and feelings out there just kind of fell by the wayside. And I can tell you with 10,000% certainty that I'll never let that happen again, because just in this month that I've really taken back to reading a lot more and journaling a lot more, I feel so much more calm when I finally do take my steps into my career, because I think it's a product of oversaturation. I was just way too involved, invested, exposed to all of this stuff, and it was, I've told you guys this in recent videos, it was just kind of dulling me out, man. I was not feeling it, and now that I found other ways to kind of get creative and have other things that are getting my attention, I think it's kind of balancing me out a little bit more. So there's 2 types of journaling that I partake in. The first one is a type of journaling that I've been doing for a little over a year, and that is bullet journaling. Bullet journaling is basically just a customizable way to run a day planner. You can do this a myriad of ways. Like, there's an entire bullet journal community. If you guys are interested, check it out. Get in YouTube, type it in, you will find so many resources about it. And I've dabbled with it off and on. I am just the type of person who has to write down things that I need to do or remember, because I'm a very forgetful human being by nature. I've just been using this a little bit differently than I used to. In the beginning, I was using it, not even just in the beginning of this journal, just in the beginning in general. It was just really kind of, I don't even know if you can see this. It was just really kind of straightforward, simple kinds of spreads. I was just writing down the things I had to do every day. And then one day I just decided to start implementing more decorative elements into it, like pictures, or actually putting different types of spreads in there. This is actually on my personal Instagram. This is my favorite poem. It's by Charles Bukowski. It's called The Laughing Heart. It's what this tattoo on my forearm right there is about, I should say. It says Beyond the Watch, but I just kind of started dabbling in this one with just trying different things and seeing how I felt doing it, and it's been a really awesome creative outlet for me. And I've been doing a lot of other things that go along with it, like dabbling with watercolor and photography and all kinds of stuff like that. This is my July spread that I started. I haven't really gotten into it that much yet because it's only a couple, it's not even July yet, that's why. But I will do a full-blown bullet journal video if you guys want. I kind of want to wait until I finish this one to do it, but that's been a lot of fun. And then I actually took to like taking my regular journal and getting all up in here and doing some cool stuff and creating different spreads, whether they're spreads that I got really you know, crafty with and painted or cut out pictures of magazines or whatever the case may be. And then there's ones where all I do is write how I'm feeling or draw or whatever it is that I'm feeling like doing that day. I've been writing short stories in here. I've been putting things in it, like my daughter made this for me, so that went in. I've just been really, really, really happy getting some creativity out by way of this, and I don't know, I thought I would share it with you guys because it's been a really big favorite of mine, and that's where the Canon Selphy thing came into play. Like this, for example, me and my daughter went on a hike, and the same day I was able to print out pictures from that day and put them in my journal and kind of write about it and just remember it forever. So kind of nerdy. You guys might be like, what the hell? Why are you talking to us about this? But it's been a favorite, so I thought I would share it. Jumping back into beauty, don't judge me, none of my stuff have lids on it. You guys have been asking me a lot on Instagram and YouTube what sunless tanner I use, and I am still using the Loving Tan. I mentioned this in a favorites haul, I think about 2 years ago, favorites video, and a favorites video about 2 years ago. I was going and getting like regular spray tans at a salon when I was in Georgia, but since I moved to Tennessee, I just haven't had the time, nor have I found a salon that I want to try out, so I decided to go back to the old familiar Loving Tan. And I will tell you, I've been sunless tanning pretty much from the past, good lord, I don't know, 10 years almost. I haven't really spent a whole lot of time in the sun throughout my entire life. I think collectively there's been about 2 years that I've spent in sun exposure, whether it was through a tanning bed or being in the physical sun trying to get darker. But with that being said, I've tried tons and tons and tons of sunless tanners, and this is the best one there is. I get the 2-hour express, so I could technically leave this on for 2 hours, shower, and be ready to go the same day, but I always sleep in it. All you have to do with a sunless tanner, if you guys don't know, is just make sure you exfoliate your body, shave your legs, slather it on, go to bed, wake up, take a shower, and you're dark. I love this one. The color is really good. It doesn't stink. Some sunless tanners leave this really gross smell on you for a long time, even after you wash it off. This doesn't do it. It's not streaky. It blends out well. The only thing is I think it breaks me out, so I can't put it on my face. But other than that, I love this tanner. Next is the Ordinary's Caffeine Solution 5% EGCG. I got this because Wayne Goss was talking about it in a video not too long ago. I did end up purchasing several of the Ordinary's beauty products, skincare. They do skincare. I ended up picking up several of the Ordinary's skincare products, but I haven't been using those long enough to give you guys any kind of like concrete opinion. The Ordinary is a line that you can get on beautylish.com. I will leave a link down below. They have tons and tons of items, but basically the idea is they are active ingredients that you can kind of customize and layer to get your own unique skincare routine. I love skincare, you guys know this about me, so I thought I'd try it. It's very affordable, so it was not difficult for me to pick up a few pieces at all. This is the one thing I feel like I can give an opinion about already. Basically a serum. Almost all of their products come out in this kind of dropper situation, so you just want to drop like one dot on your finger and kind of tap it underneath your eye, orbital bone area, corner of your eye, wherever. I put it all over like my lid, everything. And because it's a caffeine solution, it does a really good job of tightening and firming the eye area. And if you're anything like me and you have hooded eyes, smaller eyes, whatever, when you get puffy, it's a problem. Like if I eat too much sodium, or if I cry, or if my allergies are giving me trouble, my eyes will just, they look like sewn on buttons. I've said it before, it's not good time. So using this consistently, I have seen results, and they're pretty much immediate. Obviously, this is one of those products who is just kind of minimizing the appearance of something. If I stop using it, I'm pretty sure I'll go back to having puffy eyes from time to time. It says that it helps with pigmentation. I haven't seen anything by way of that, but just with the effects that it gives to the kind of firming of my eye area, I have really been enjoying it. Next is a book. This book is called The Girls by Emma Cline. This book, my friend, is unlike anything I've read in a very long time, and that's got a lot to do with the fact that I read mostly horror or thriller mystery type novels, which is kind of what I thought I was in for when I picked this up. I thought, as indicated by the back of the book, I thought this was kind of like a, I don't know, fictitious take on the Manson murder. A lot of people are don't know this, and I was really surprised to find this out, but a lot of people think Charles Manson was a serial killer, and that is not true. He was a cult leader of sorts, and he got some of his followers to commit some murders in the 1960s. And this is told from the perspective of one of the girls who was in the cult, not the actual Charles Manson cult, but a dead-on, very similar historical fiction, if you will, version of that. It follows a young girl named Evie. She's 14 years old in the summer of 1969. The book does bounce between 1969 and present day Evie, kind of looking back on all of it. And two things I will say about this book that you should keep in mind if you decide to pick it up. It is no big climactic. We're going to talk about the murder and go through the psyche of the cult leader. It's very little focused on him. The author herself made a comment about how she always felt like the cult leaders in these situations were kind of one-trick ponies. And she was way more interested in the mentality of the followers, if you will, of that kind of a cult. So don't expect that going into it. There's a lot of mature content in this book, and it's written so incredibly beautiful. It's basically poetic. Like, it took me a minute to get used to the writing style of it, but once I got into it, the imagery that she gives you and her descriptive voice is so, she's like young too, side note. Emma Cline's like 24. She is talented, talented, talented. And I'll probably read anything she puts out. If you're a true murder fan and you've always kind of had a weird, strange fascination with cult, this is really, really good. And the way that Emma Cline depicts Evie, especially as a 14-year-old girl, and all of the insecurities and kind of not knowing the way the world works, just, it's so brilliantly captured in this book. I loved it. I would check it out. This is an eye primer. This is the Urban Decay Primer Potion in the color Fix. I do believe that all the proceeds for this particular shade of the Urban Decay Primer Potion goes to, I feel so ignorant not having more information about this, but some of the proceeds, if not all of them, do go to a charity that benefits women. I will put more information about exactly what that is down below. I'm kind of embarrassed that I don't have it written down before me to give you more intel on that, but that's a part of why I picked this up. But another thing I like about it is the formula, and it is tinted. I had to quit using the original Urban Decay Primer Potion a long time ago, the original purple tube that's like completely clear, because I have a freckle right here on this eyelid right here, and if I don't put something flesh covered over it, it just looks like a huge splotch of eyeshadow that didn't get blended out. So I've been more drawn to tinted primers ever since then, whether it's MAC Painterly or a concealer, and this is the first not MAC eye primer I've used in a long time, and I freaking love it. I love the way eyeshadows apply on top of it. I love the way that it wears. I love the color. This is kind of one of those basic, simple products that you don't think about, but you do use an eye primer almost every day when you do your makeup, so I thought I'd mention it. Next is this powder by Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I'm slowly but surely, like I told you guys, trying to get my feet wet with all of the Charlotte Tilbury products, and this is just a powder that I use to set underneath my eyes and my forehead, chin, nose, any area that I highlight or want to bring a little bit more attention or a more lifted, bright appearance to. That's what this powder is used for. I don't use this all over my face, but I will tell you that the consistency and formula of this powder is beautiful. It's very lightweight, it's not chalky, it's not drying, it wears really well. I haven't had any problems with it getting, I've heard people say that if you like use it once in the day and then go back later and have to reapply it, maybe you get shiny or whatever, that it gets a little bit gross, but I haven't experienced that. It doesn't do that to me. I might just be lucky, I don't know. This is a really, really nice powder. The only problem is it comes in exactly 3 shades. They're not very dark, so women of color might have a hard time getting a shade that works well with them, and that sucks. But other than that, I have no complaints and no problems, no qualms with this powder or Charlotte Tilbury ever. She is perfection and I love her all my life. Next is a blush. This is a blush from NARS called Gina. I'm not 100% sure if I've ever mentioned this one before. I feel like I might have, but I've just recently fallen back in love with it, so I thought I would touch on it again. This is basically a true tangerine-y rose, like beautiful matte blush that I really love to wear in the summer. You guys know I'm typically drawn more to like neutral blushes, but if I am gonna play around with color, I do like a more peach kind of fresh blush of the skin. I don't really mess with pink that much, but this has just the right amount of a little bit of a rosy pink undertone that it makes it really fresh and youthful on the skin. I'm wearing it today. I feel like my lights are a little bright today, so you might not be able to tell, but this is a gorgeous, gorgeous staple summer blush for me. I go back to it every year, and once again, that is Gina from NARS. If you guys are curious, I'm wearing Baka from Stila. You guys ask me almost every time I wear a bold lip color what color it is, and I always forget to mention, today it is Baka from Stila. Next are the Makeup Forever Aqua XL Cream Shadows. These are actually called, I believe, cream paints or something like that. They're not necessarily meant to be treated just as eyeshadows, but that's kind of what I use them for now. I have the whole collections over there. I wish I would have thought to bring it over because they have some really gorgeous, intensely pigmented, super vivid, bright colors that I feel like I'm gonna get a ton of use out of during Halloween and things of that nature, or in general, I'll just find something to do with it. But lately I've been kind of messing around with more of the iridescent line that they came out with within this collection. Number one thing that I love about this is the applicator. I don't see many cream shadows that come out in this type of a squeezy tube situation, which I don't understand why for the life of me you wouldn't do that, because A, I feel like it's gonna preserve the product a lot better, and B, if you are someone like me and you're a professional makeup artist, it makes using these so much easier than having to take your spatula out and dig it out of your palette or whatever you're using your cream shadows with. You just squeeze a little bit on the back of your hand, your finger, whatever, and you're good to go. They perform like a dream. They blend out amazingly. They don't get crusty or crunchy. They're gorgeous. I love them. So yeah, that is the Makeup Forever Aqua XL color paints. Next is a setting spray. This is Model in a Bottle. This guy is no joke. I don't think it's like blue marble or green marble serious. I haven't tried those, so I can't really attest to this. And this is also something you're gonna have to probably look for on, well, I'm sure you could Google modelinabottle.com, but I get this off camerareadycosmetics.com. I'm sure there's other professional makeup artists or beauty websites like Alcone that would carry it. A shellac style, like, hardcore setting spray. I do not recommend this for every day. I can't remember if I've talked about this before. I should probably go back and check out my favorites videos. But in all honesty, I think this is a little bit better because then you'll be able to tell if it really is a favorite, if it kind of keeps popping up month after month or maybe year after year during certain seasons. And during the summer when I find myself being a little bit extra oily and shiny, all I have to do is spray myself with this a few times and I'm good to go. I don't have any problems with my makeup moving throughout the entire day. And I do use this particular setting spray on brides or anyone that I'm not going to be around for a long time to touch up because I know this is going to lock and load everything in place. Extremely sensitive, do get the sensitive skin version because this is extremely perfumed and fragrant. It doesn't bother me, but if you're sensitive to something like that, especially as it pertains to how your skin reacts in different types of products, then I would highly recommend checking out the sensitive one. And also two other tips I should say. Number one, do not use this every day. It's really, really harsh for your skin. It's kind of for special occasion or long days where you need to look your best for extended periods of time. So when you spray it, you kind of want to spray it on your face, keep your eyes closed, be still in your face, don't smile or anything like that. And you kind of want to just be like ice sculpture still for about 30-45 seconds before you kind of move on and do what else you need to do. But this is a seriously effective setting spray. This isn't a dewy mist, this is nothing like that. This is a hold your makeup in place all day makeup setting spray, and I'm into it. Sorry if I'm a stuttering Stanley. I am so hungry right now, and we're going to Mexican food after I finish this video, so I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to hurry this up. This is the IT Cosmetics You Sculpted Contour Kit. I've had this thing for a while. It's been well over a year, but I've noticed lately that I have been pulling for it time and time again when I go and do my contouring routine. And it's because these two top shades right here, the soft contour and the light contour, are freaking beautiful, and I love the undertone and the depth and the intensity, particularly the soft contour. I've never seen a contour shade in a kit that is this light but doesn't disappear into nothing. These two top shades right here that are intended for more light medium skin tones have the perfect like soft rosy grayish undertone that gives it a very natural shadow-like appearance on the skin. They're not too warm. I could probably get away with using one of these, maybe this one as a bronzer if I wanted to. I really don't mess with the bottom row very much. It's entirely too deep for me. But the two shades at the top I do love. I wish IT Cosmetics would pull a Kat Von D and bring these two guys out individually because I don't know what I'm gonna do when I run out, and obviously this guy is on the way out the door. So yeah, if you're looking for a good contour kit and you are fair especially and you haven't checked this guy out, I would highly recommend it. This is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. This is a sample that I got from Ulta when I went shopping there a few weeks ago, and it's a pretty decent sized sample first of all, so thank you Benefit and also for that. But I haven't really messed with eyebrow pencils for the most part outside of Anastasia or NYX, and I know Benefit has this entire brow line that everyone goes on and on about. And I do love the Benefit Brow, what's it called? Gimme Brow. I use it every single day. So I don't really know like why I didn't check this out before, but all that to say, this is a really nice brow pencil. I'm completely done with it. I have to go get another one. The one thing I like about this more than any other one that I've tried that I will give a lot of credit to is how tiny the actual tip of this pencil gets. Like creating hair-like strokes is super simple with it. And color number 3 I feel like would work on a lot of people. I'm a really big fan of this pencil and I plan on picking up another one. And if you guys have any other recommendations from the Benefit brow line that you haven't heard me talk about that you think I'm sleeping on, please let me know because I need to mend the error of my ways. Last but not least is the YSL Touche Claw highlighting pen. I just repurchased this the other day, but prior to that, I bought my first YSL Touche Claw pen in like 2012, and I swear it has sat in that drawer this entire time until recently. Probably wasn't a good idea. It was probably hella expired, but this one is not. It's brand new. This is the color 2.5. They have tons of shades of this now. Back in the day, I think there was only 1, maybe 2. And I want to go ahead and clarify what this is meant for and what it's not meant for. When I got this initially and I didn't like it, it was because I felt like it wasn't doing like what the MAC Prep and Prime highlighting pens did, you know, the one that's like stark yellow, pink, or more salmon tone. It wasn't nearly as like, I don't want to say harsh, but yeah, we'll call it harsh. It just kind of looked like a regular old concealer to me, and it wasn't until recently when I've been using it kind of as my highlighter / concealer that I'm kind of starting to see what all the hype was about back in the day. The way that I use this is I conceal my face with a concealer that is almost the same color as my entire complexion, but not quite dead on. But I'll still take that concealer, and this is especially true when I'm using like really sheer coverage foundations like I did today. Today I'm using my Water Blend foundation from Makeup Forever. So when you do that, you still will probably be able to see a few imperfections, whether it's redness or any breakouts you might be experiencing. You probably still will see a little bit of that through. That's not what foundation's for anyway. It's just to kind of even everything out. So at that point, I will go in with a concealer that is closer to my actual complexion. I will do the spot concealing I need to with that, and then I'll also take the same concealer to do underneath my eyes, cupid's bow, chin, blah, blah, blah. After I blend that in, I'll take this guy and just highlight directly underneath my eyes in this area and right in the center of my face. And what I like about it is the color. It does brighten, but it doesn't take it from bright to pale, which I think is a mistake a lot of people can make when they're using their concealer to highlight. I don't want it to be stark. I don't want it to look like I have this like very visible area right here, which is so much brighter than the rest of my face, which is a mistake I used to make. But this guy, I don't know, it might not be for everyone, but I have been loving it. It shows up in my videos a lot more lately, so I thought I would explain to you why that is. And once again, that's the YSL Touche Claw and the number 2.5. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. By the time this video goes up, I don't know if the winner of my giveaway will be announced yet, but good luck to everybody who participated in it, and thank you guys so much for all your very, very sweet comments on that video. I was very touched by all of your stories, and I was especially touched when I saw you guys kind of reaching out to one another and offering each other encouragement and support. It was really, really awesome to see. I did film a first impression video with the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and the footage didn't turn out. Story of my life. So I am going to be refilming that soon as well, but if you guys have any other suggestions, please let me know. Make sure you thumbs up the video if you enjoy it, subscribe if you have not, and also if you are subscribed to me, make sure you hit the bell down there, up there, wherever it is. There's a bell you're supposed to click if you want to be notified of my uploads, because tons of you guys have been writing me on either Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, whatever, and being like, I didn't know you were uploading. Where have all these videos come from? I didn't know, and it's YouTube's stupid algorithm. So make sure you hit that the bell button if you want to be notified and you don't miss any of my videos, which I hope you don't want to miss any of my videos. So anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Catch you in the next one. Have a great weekend. Happy 4th of July. All that good stuff. Love you more than you'll ever know.